Former K1 champion, Kyokushin Karate bad boy, and current One Championship fighter Yuki Yoza sparring with Glory welterweight champion Chico Kwasi. I'm sure you can work out which one is which. I'm 14-3 professional mixed martial artist George Hardwick, and today we're going to be breaking down this round of sparring. It seems that Yuki Yoza is getting some sparring in Holland. He's got some seminars in Holland, him and Takumi Terada. I'm not sure, preparing for Superlek, how good a fit that is, getting the rounds in Holland. Obviously, great training partners there, but I wonder how similar they are to Superlek style. Very, very different style with the Dutch kickboxing to Superlek's very right kick, teep heavy Thai style. Anyway, we're going to break this down. We're going to watch this one time at full speed, and then it'll play it back at kind of half speed, and we'll break it down. So let's put it back to the start here. So a lot of glove to glove range, a lot of Masaki Noiri versus Keito Ono, and they're kind of pushing and pulling each other, looking for that ability to push their weight on and off a leg to set up the low kick. Plus, when they're in that close, the variety of low kicks, the targets, the quad on the inside and outside, the calf on the inside and outside, they really open up. Double body hook into head hook, always good to come back up to the head after landing to the body, because if you don't, you can kind of pause there. And there's the inside calf kick. Even if it checks, you can find it. Look, Yuki Yoza, something very unique about his calf kick, he gets caught with an uppercut there, is he'll throw it just with both hands up, kind of pushing into his opponent, which means that his hands are in position to follow up with punches there. Body hook, head hook. Oh, he's going. He does his Yoza kick that people normally call it the kick with the ball of the foot to the back leg, but he will do it with the top of the foot, the dorsum sometimes. But when he's calf kicking, his hands are up a lot of the time. That time he was pushing him to manipulate his weight, but his hands are up, so he's covered. Those boxing gloves, they cover a lot in that close range, so he can even take a punch to his gloves whilst kicking. He's not dropping one hand ever. You can go and watch his tutorial on the calf kick to see his details on that. It's on his YouTube channel. But he keeps his hand up, and then his hands are just in that position, like in a boxing position where he can immediately throw punches. He kicks that back leg, but Chico Kwasi moves it back. Left hook body into kick on the inside of the back leg. Rico Verhoeven, classic combination for that, and then calf kick. We'll watch this back at kind of like half speed. So they're going glove to glove here. Yuki Yoza, he's kind of letting his stance switch. He gets kicked there onto the outside of the leg. But that's one of the things about being able to kick and knee and punch out of both stances, is that in these exchanges, you don't always have the say in which stance you end up. Sometimes you get pushed into the other stance, and it's good to be able to kick off both legs and have a really good variety of kicks, a kick for each position, and that's what Yuki Yoza has. He goes inside calf into jab there, Thiago Alves style. See how he gets pushed back into southpaw, which normally is a bad position. You don't want to be getting pushed back into what would be considered a weak stance for most people, but he's going to just use that kick into the inside of the leg and then follow up with a jab. That inside low kick to jab, really good option against a tall fighter. We saw Thiago Alves use that a lot in the UFC. Because Thiago Alves was giving up quite a bit of reach, you'd go inside kick, normally to the quad, classic style, and then step in with the jab, and then it would give him options. You might step in with that right outside low kick or a right hand. There, the gloves are up, right onto his forehead because Chico is punching down onto him. Chico, really good discipline there with his shoulders up, shoulders touching the chin as he throws punches, then calf kicks, kind of through the check. Let's look at this combination from Mr. Yuki Yoza again, in tight combination. He's ripping multiple body hooks. Going right body hook, left body hook. Normally we see people, when they go double body hooks, it tends to work better when people go right body hook, left body hook, because as they throw the right body hook, they open up, and then as they throw the left body hook, it closes them back into the stance. Finishing on a right body hook, it can be very, very open, but there's always exceptions. There's that calf kick from in close. Yuki Yoza has finished fights with calf kicks in close, and there's really good from Chico Kwasi, finding the gaps in the guard by hitting him with that cross. Then as Yoza's head naturally pushes back against the cross, it kind of falls into the uppercut, doubling the impact. Because if someone hits you on the top of the head with the right straight, your neck muscles are going to brace and kind of push into it if you're not riding the shot, because that's going to brace. It's like you brace your leg as a low kick comes in, you're bracing your head. But it kind of pushes into the uppercut after there. Double body hook. Well, body hook into head hook. There's a Yoza kick into the back leg. Look at that exchange of kicks. See how Chico Kwasi just takes the kick, lets it almost ride into the opposite stance, lets that kick ride him in to southpaw almost. He's just going to touch his toes to the mat, literally kiss his toes on the mat, and then drive up with a knee to the body. That's like taking the energy of the kick and going with it and using it for something productive rather than tensing up too much and it just kind of leaves you out of position and unable to fire. They're both missing punches. Chico Kwasi using his range to avoid the shot. There's a jab and they go head to head. A little bit of a cheeky nodder from both men there. There, Yoza's pushing with the right arm. See how Yoza pushes with the right arm. He did this a lot in his fight with Taiyo Asahisa because Taiyo Asahisa was a taller man. When he won the K1 belt, he's going to push with this right arm, and that's going to put all the weight onto this leg. So Chico's not going to be able to pick it up to either move it away or pick it up to check. So this leg, the left leg of yours, is going to fly in, whack this back leg. It's going to do a good amount of damage. Very hard to take that kick. Kind of kicks the check into it a little bit. But again, Chico rides with it and just fires a left kick. He lets that leg move, kind of absorb the impact rather than bracing, and then moves into his own left kick. Obscured a bit by the other pair sparring. I'm sure the other pair have a really good time, have a really good spar. There's the knee from Chico Kwasi. And yours is really good at just using like the double forearm guard with elbows tight to even defend the knees. Just kind of dropping his elbow onto the knee, and then he'll calf kick back from really close range. Misses the calf kick, doesn't land clean because Chico's kind of shifting on his combination there. He would have expected the foot to step forward and he'd land that inside calf kick or inside low kick at that moment. But Chico was shifting, so that left leg didn't move in the normal way. Opening up with the right hand, you can do that when you're that close, and if you're just using it without much of a telegraph, a few low kicks missing. That's the thing when you're trying to land these low kicks and different low kicks. If someone else's stance is switching, it'd be difficult. But there's a left body hook into back leg low kick. Now, normally, so as we pause it, that left body hook sets up, boom, the kick to this leg because all the weight gets loaded onto this leg. But people are good at bracing and that, and sometimes you just don't have enough room to whip this leg around here. So it's easier to go to the back leg and step through, and you can kind of step into this space here where you're outside of your opponent's right hand. Rico Verhoeven is the absolute goat of this in kickboxing, slipping as he gets back to his stance, and then Chico using his height, using his range to avoid the counter left hook from Yoza. There's a big push, trying to push him back. Chico using that Philly shell. Rare in kickboxing, but you see people use it a lot in kickboxing sparring as they're playing a little bit more. And if there's a time to use it, it's when you're tall. See how he gets his shoulder up to the chin there. I've been George Hardwick breaking down Yuki Yoza and Chico Kwasi. You want to see more breakdowns? Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what I should do next. I know there's a big seminar that Yoza and Terada are doing in Holland right now, Eindhoven, I believe. It would be really, really cool if they get some spars out of that, and then we can break down some more spars. Because why not just make a YouTube channel solely devoted to Yuki Yoza?